If you are unsure whether you want to buy a home or a condo, today we're going to break down the true carrying costs and expenses of each home versus condo. We're going to look at a home and condo worth $1 million, a home and condo worth $3.5 million, and a home and condo worth $7 million. I am David Vazquez with Douglas Elliman, and today we're going to do a full breakdown of condos versus homes and their carrying costs. Condos, as we all know, often have a bad reputation or this stigma that HOA fees are very high and you are just throwing money down the drain. But what we really wanted to do is take a look line item by line item, comparing a home to a condo to see what in reality at the end of the day is going to be costing you more. So let's start with the $1 million price point. The list of items that we're going to be talking about in the expenses are property taxes, property insurance, electric, water and trash, internet and cable, gas, landscaping, pest control, pool maintenance, and HOA fees. The two wild card, which we'll get into later, are the unexpected repairs, big replacements, but we'll talk about that later. In a $1 million home, the monthly expenses, considering taxes, insurance, water, trash, electric, everything we just discussed, is $3,208 per month. We're not discussing mortgages here, just in your carrying costs outside of a mortgage. With a $1 million condo, your carrying costs, counting everything the same, is $3,500 per month. So really the difference is only about 8% difference, where a condo is about 8% more expensive than a home in a $1 million case. For this example, we use a $1 million home in the area of Shenandoah. That's about 17 to 1,800 square feet. And we use a $1 million condo in the Brickell area. That's about 1,350 square feet. Moving into the $3.5 million range, $3.5 million home, we're gonna talk the same expenses. On a $3.5 million single family home, the monthly expenses are $8,558 per month. Compared to a $3.5 million condo, it's $9,105. So really, the difference between the two is about 6%. A condo is 6% more expensive than a single family home at a $3.5 million price point. In this scenario, we use about a 3,500 square foot home in Coral Gables compared to about a 2,600 square foot condo in Coconut Grove. And then the last scenario that we're gonna discuss is a $7 million price point. $7 million home, single family, versus a $7 million condo. We are using a 5,500 square foot home in Coconut Grove for the house versus a 4,200 square foot condo in Coconut Grove for the condo. For the $7 million home, the monthly expenses are about $15,442. For the $7 million condo, the monthly expenses are $16,661. Again, about an 8% more premium on the condos compared to the single family home. So overall, condos are anywhere between 5 to 10% more expensive on a monthly basis on your carrying costs for the basic carrying costs, the ones that we discussed. The big caveat in this is whether the age of homes and the age of condos, because age of homes, typically, if it's an older home, you're gonna have more unexpected repairs. Maybe you have a roof leak, your HVAC system needs to be replaced, maybe you're having electrical issues, maybe your plumbing needs to be updated. These are more common in a $1 million price point, for example, where you're gonna be buying an older home. A $1 million new construction home in Miami doesn't exist. Even for a $3.5 million home, depending on the area, maybe you're buying an older home like in Coconut Grove, like in Coral Gables. So these unexpected repairs will be much more likely to be taking place. Going into larger replacements and larger repairs, like a whole roof needs to be replaced, that's a big expense. A whole plumbing system, replacing old cast iron plumbing for PVC pipes, that's a big expense. Not only do you have to do the plumbing, you also have to do the floors. If it's an older home, you're typically, which is more common than newer homes, in Miami at least, you have to budget and expect that you're gonna have these unexpected repairs or capital expenditure expenses coming in the next years or so. If it's a brand new home, of course, you probably don't have to worry much about it, but that's not the case so much in the sub $3, $4, $5 million range in Miami. A condo, it's more stable in terms of you have the HOA fees consistently every month. Yes, they could increase here and there Obviously in the last couple of years they have increased because insurance has increased, but for the most part they're pretty stable. Most of the newer condos, if they're built in the last 20 years or even 15 years, I'd say, there's not much worry of a special assessment, especially, you know, a 5 or 10-year-old condo. Once you get into a building that's older than 20 years, that's when you have to be considering a special assessment. Could be around the corner, but again, it all depends on the financials of the particular building, because a building could have great financials, it could have a great reserve, which will take care of any upcoming assessments. Expenses and prices are not the only factors when deciding whether a home versus a condo. The carrying costs, as we've seen, it's really about a 5 to 10% more carrying costs for condos, but much more goes into the decision process of buying a home versus a condo. For example, do you want to be in an urban environment where you could walk downstairs, where you have neighbors, where you have service, where you have a pool, but with very little maintenance, manual maintenance at least? A condo might be a good fit for you. Or do you want your own privacy? Do you want your own yard? Do you want your own space? Do you have a big family where you want to entertain? A single family home might be a better option for you. So there's no right or wrong answer. It just really depends what you are looking for and what kind of lifestyle you have and have in mind. So a quick disclaimer, these numbers are just based on an average that I've seen in my experience and the research that I have done, based on a $1 million condo, a $3 million condo, a $7 million condo, and the same for homes. It varies depending on where you're located. You know, if you're in a flood zone, if you're on the water, insurance could go up. So this is based on average numbers that I'm seeing. So it's not one size fits all. But that being said, if you are looking in the market in Miami for either a condo or a home and you're unsure, this is a great video for you to get an idea of what the true carrying costs are. It's not a huge difference like what the public seems to think. And really, it should be based more on not only the financials, but more of your lifestyle and what you're looking for in the long term. So if you want any more information, like, comment, subscribe, DM, email, message, we're always available. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.